6:46, your top headlines here in Sunrise Smart Start for this Friday. Breaking news is what we start with. A violent morning here in the city. 2 confirmed shootings back-to-back in Rochester. Jatira Marsh following that for us live downtown at RPD. Jatira.
Brennan, busy morning for Rochester police. 2 confirmed shootings and 2 men shot. Here's what happened. One shooting at Lyle Avenue and Child Street around 1:30 this morning. A 21-year-old man wounded and taken to the hospital, but he's expected to live. Before that, however, around 12:45, officers responded to Fernwood Avenue for a 31-year-old man shot. The victim was laying on the street. He's in the hospital, but no update yet on his condition. And no arrests have been made in these confirmed shootings. There was also a police investigation at El Dorado and Lake, but we're working to get more information on that, and we will keep you updated. Brennan, back to you at the studio.
All right, Tyra, thank you. More headlines here. 3 teens arrested accused of striking a deputy's patrol car in Monroe County with a stolen vehicle. The sheriff's office reports a deputy saw 3 cars driving recklessly at an apartment complex parking lot in Henrietta. That was Thursday morning around 5. 1 car ended up hitting a patrol car before dashing away. The 3 cars all eventually sped off. Deputies say they kept following the car that hit the cruiser before they safely stopped it on 490. A 13-year-old driver, the passengers, 16 and 17 years old, all charged. With issues like that case proving to be such an ongoing problem all throughout the region, Monroe County and Rochester City officials explain how they're working to do more to keep kids who commit crimes from becoming repeat offenders. This comes after 3 teens were shot Wednesday in Rochester in a triple shooting, all of them expected to live. Leaders announced a new countywide program called the Juvenile Enhanced Diversion Stabilization, which uses public safety and probation resources to ensure kids go back to court once they've received a ticket.
There has to be accountability and consequences for these unlawful and harmful actions. There has to be a disruption in criminal activity committed by our young residents. We're creating a workaround in a system that exists between the time of juvenile arrests and when that arrest occurs and when the judicial system kicks in. We now have an opportunity to interrupt additional crime and violence from happening through reforms we're making in our probation department and through this process and workaround.
We also heard from Councilmember from Rochester, Michael Patterson, who says programs like these are great to have, but adds on top of that, more needs to be done at the state level to keep juveniles from turning into repeat offenders. To the federal grand jury indictment announced for former President Donald Trump on charges of mishandling classified documents at his estate in Florida, Mar-a-Lago. Sources familiar with the case say the 7-count indictment involves the retention of national defense information, obstruction, and conspiracy. It's the first time in history a former president faces federal charges. And this comes less than 3 months after he was indicted on 34 felony counts of falsifying business records in New York. He appeared in court and pleaded not guilty to those. Arraignment for this case in federal court, that is expected in Miami coming up Tuesday. New York State's official repeal of the healthcare worker COVID vaccine mandate is taking longer than many expected. The health department notes there needs to be a 60-day public comment period before it can be considered and approved by the Public Health and Health Planning Council. So again, looking at 2 months becoming official. That being said, state officials are not citing healthcare officials or hospital systems deciding to lift their own requirements for the time being. Earlier this week at the U of R, it removed the mandate for faculty and staff, but said it was waiting to do the same for healthcare workers at Strong until the state formally had new guidelines. It's unclear how the university will respond to the latest announcement here. Angelica's Law, a proposal to decrease the number of license suspensions required under law before a person is charged with a felony, has passed. That legislation, named after a 14-year-old killed when she was hit by a car that ran a red light, it has been blocked every year since it was first brought up in 2008. The driver who killed Angelica also had 7 license suspensions. And now that has become a reality, this law. Her mother says she has a lot of thanks to give following what was a long, long journey.
I'm just very thankful to everybody that made this a reality. There was a lot of sweat, blood, and tears that went into yesterday with the passing. I just could not have done it without everyone's support. So it really was a team effort. And I'm very, very thankful that we are bringing this into fruition.
Part of the reason the bill was blocked for so long was opposition from former Rochester Assemblyman David Gant, a Democratic lawmaker who had passed away in 2020. 9 minutes to go until we hit the top of the hour. Let's get some updates on that forecast as we look ahead to the weekend with meteorologist James Gilbert. Hey, James.
Hey, Brennan. Some unfortunate news. We've got an upgrade to the air quality index. It just slipped into the unhealthy category. AQI at 114, so it just went over 100. Still not terrible out there, but if you are sensitive to that smoke that we've had over the past couple of days, you will notice it. Hour by hour forecast numbers in the mid-60s. We do have some rain showers that pop up as we get into later this morning and into early the afternoon. We'll take a look at the 8-day, which includes the weekend, at the end of the show. Brennan?
All right, thank you, James. Sunrise traffic at 6:52. Things looking okay as you're headed out for the last day of work, last day of school for the week. For the kiddos, we'll have another update on your sunrise traffic at about 7:25 during CBS Mornings. And we can see a lot there from our cameras as things are moving forward pretty much as normal today, with the wildfire smoke from Canada. It blew into our area, causing widespread closures and event cancellations midweek. Monroe County has reopened the zoo and all the county golf courses and parks did that yesterday after closing them Wednesday due to poor air quality. Some of the animals, though, may not be outside where you can see them, just as a precaution. Another event affected by the smoke this week, the American Heart Association's Rochester Heart Walk and Run moving inside. There was less walking and running. They turned this into more of just a celebration. Experts gathered last night with the community at Monroe Community College, talking about the importance of staying on top of your health, all the while honoring loved ones who we've lost to cardiovascular disease. This is one of the biggest fundraisers of the year for the AHA. The smoke we've had has not stopped one man on his journey to run marathons in 8 states for Rochester police officer Anthony Mazurkowitz, who was killed last year in an ambush in the line of duty. Brett Zabreski is a former RPD sergeant. He's the one out here doing these marathons. Started 48 in 48 days, and he's going to keep on going, adding 2 more on.
It has never been about me, and that's what I wanted. There was 3 heroes on my run every single day, and I was not one of them. It was Tony Mazurkowitz, it was Daryl Pearson, and Tony's partner the night he was killed, Officer Sino Sang.
So his final marathon is Sunday, ending in Rochester, and on that he'll visit the grave sites of Officer Mazurkowitz and Daryl Pearson. He wants you to join him this morning, though, so he's going in a few minutes at 7 o'clock starting the next marathon. He'll be going till about 11. That's in Webster at North Ponds Park. He's running the 1-mile loop there 26 times and wants you to do a couple miles with him. Party in the Park returns next month to Rochester, and the full lineup has been announced. The popular concert series at MLK Park will return Thursday, July 13th. With Ripe opening for Andy Frasco and the UN. Other highlights in the series this summer: Lettuce, the Zach Brown Tribute Band, and Giant Panda Gorilla Dub Squad. We've got the full lineup of the series this year posted at rochesterfirst.com. Let's talk about Josh Allen. Made some history this week, becoming the first Bill to make the cover of the new Madden football game, and he celebrated that with Bills Mafia last night in downtown Buffalo. And during that, he also revealed that these fans in the picture there on the cover, he says they are real Bills fans from a Bills backer bar in Los Angeles. The honor of being on the cover still hasn't really sunk in all the way for him, but a comment from a teammate, Deion Dawkins, did help.
He was just saying, like, I don't think you realize that every kid that turns on their Xbox or PlayStation, like, it's going to be you. It's going to be your face. And when he said that, it did resonate with me, because I remember being that kid and buying Madden and looking at these covers and, you know, seeing who was on those covers and wanting to play with them in the game. And, you know, that's what's really cool about it to me, that as a kid, I literally learned the game of football through Madden. It's a huge blessing for sure.
Madden 24 with Allen on the cover comes out later this summer. Your bus stop forecast on this Friday.
Yeah, it's slight haze out there, not nearly as bad as the past couple of days, but really green light to get outside and enjoy this Friday. I do have rain showers in the forecast. It is a beneficial rain that's going to pop up within the next few hours, last through about noon, 1 or 2 o'clock, swing through, and then we can enjoy what looks like a pretty good weekend. Brennan, whatever you got going on, mid-70s tomorrow, 80s Sunday with an isolated shower.
That is going to feel like a heat wave after what we've had.
It will.
Enjoy your weekend, everybody. We'll see you back here in half an hour.
Follow News 8 wherever you are. on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, Twitter, and on our app for news and weather.